Man, it's really been a long hiatus. But what's up, guys? Andrew Gamer GL here, and welcome back to yet another video. Now, as you guys may have been wondering, there has been a 2-month timeline of where I haven't uploaded anything to YouTube. And you guys, some of you probably were asking where I've been. And the truth is, I didn't really have much stuff to talk about in videos. I usually try to keep my updated stuff about the Paw Patrol Mighty movie, but I just thought to make something different because I wanted to shed some light on something. And for you guys out there, just want to let you know I have been keeping up to date with what's been going on related to Paw Patrol whatsoever. And I have been keeping up to date with Big Truck Pups and also the new sub-series that's going to be coming soon called Aqua Pups, with another video I have planned for later. But in this video, I'm not gonna be talking about Paw Patrol whatsoever. So, in case you guys haven't noticed, I'm sure a lot of you haven't, I have made a video a while ago on my channel saying that I was a new big fan of this particular show called Talking Tom and Friends. And basically, around the time that I made that video, that was around the time season 5 was still going on strong, and it was keeping me entertained, and I was pretty interested with how it was going to go out. And just for a little backstory about this particular show is I actually heard about this show and started watching it way before I even started making YouTube videos. I believe I was around watching it since, I don't know, 2011? Yeah, it was a really long time ago that I started watching this show, and that show had just started out in late 2009 or early 2010. So I was pretty much almost an OG fan at this point, even though I never talked about it ever in my channel or much at all in my social media. But I did find it pretty entertaining. There was a period where I did fall out of interest with this show, which I believe was around 2014 to 2017, but 2018 was where I really started to become a pretty big fan of this show and what it had to offer. And I liked it. It also did highlight on some pretty important life lessons, as well as a good bit of comedy and adventure, which I always love from an animated show. So basically, for anyone out there who's been keeping up with the show and is a Talking Tom and Friends fan, you probably know that season 5 ended a while ago on a massive cliffhanger, let me tell you. And I guarantee you, there were a lot of fans wanting to know if there was going to be a season 6, especially after, especially after the garage got destroyed. Everyone was wanting to know what was going to happen to these group of friends? Were they just going to go back to living in Angela's apartment until they got a new place to live that was built for them? Or did they just rebuild what they lost from that destroyed garage? And we also knew that this season couldn't end on this massive cliffhanger with Roy getting away from the friends with all that he has done, and we wanted to see this rivalry continue on. And we also had some pretty interesting unanswered questions regarding around him. Like, why did he want to steal Tom's life? Did he just hate Tom for some reason? Or did he just have a really bad life and saw how much of a good life Tom had and wanted to have it all to himself? So, a lot of fans were very interested about how this was going to go out, and all we thought was to wait until the season finale came on YouTube and wait for any sneak peek clips that they showed once that episode ended. Because in case you guys didn't know, Talking Tom usually does that, where they show sneak peeks of future episodes for future seasons after one ends. So it was safe to say a lot of us were hyped and pumped up for that. But when it finally came to YouTube, they showed no clips whatsoever of an incoming season 6. In fact, they didn't even put a board notice that said season 6 was coming soon. So I immediately thought that was a bit off, but I thought that they were just gonna take a pretty long hiatus and we were just gonna relax for more info. And if I'm being completely honest, I had no idea this information was even around until recently, and that's why I decided to make this video. So basically, while a few fans were waiting, some of them got tired of waiting, and a big Talking Tom and Friends fan from early 2020 actually managed to get into contact with one of the show's staff's main writers, Matt Gosson, and he asked him the question that a lot of us wanted to ask. Was there going to be a season 6? The answer he gave shocked quite a bit of the fan base. He says, "Hi there. So, as far as I know, there's unfortunately no plans to make more episodes." And so basically what this means is that throughout their entire time, they have not, while season 5 was being produced, and throughout the entire time while it was being released, episode after episode, they have still not decided to this day if they wanted to make a season 6. And quite a few of the fans I heard got pretty worried after this statement, and they were like, "No, this show cannot end." And basically, we got a second answer from someone else who's within the show, and we got a pretty interesting answer. So if you guys didn't know, Lisa Schwartz is a YouTuber who does the voice of Angela in this show, Tom's girlfriend. And basically, in one of the recent videos that she had made, she gave a pretty interesting answer. This is what she said. My true answer to that is I'm not sure. They seem to be uncertain if they're going to proceed with season 6 or not. If you want it, definitely reach out to the writers on any social media platform and let them know if you want to see it. Because I think they're now focusing a lot on the video game aspect of it. And they said it might come back. And I really hope it does, because I really enjoy voicing Angela and being a part of this show. Now, obviously, this did give quite a few Talking Tom and Friends fans, including myself, a little bit of a glimmer of hope. But after looking back at this a few times, I wouldn't necessarily get my hopes up if I were you guys. Because Matt Gosson is not only a writer of the show, he's a staff and cast writer, and he's also been a co-writer for the season 5 finale where the garage got destroyed. So he basically has probably the most in-depth in how the show is being ran, and if he says that there are no plans for a season 6 or season 6 episodes, we should take his words more seriously than Lisa Schwartz's. And some of the Talking Tom and Friends try to come up with quite a few reasons on why the Talking Tom and Friends show shouldn't end at season 5. One of the most common rebuttals I have seen from this is people saying that this show can't end on a massive cliffhanger. Well, I just want to say, I hate to burst your bubble, but just because a season for a show ended on a cliffhanger, that doesn't mean that it is guaranteed that there's going to be another season. As a matter of fact, there have been a few examples out there of shows that have been either cancelled or ended on cliffhangers, and they were just not proceeded with or given new episodes ever again, such as Infinity Train and Final Space. So basically, and there is another rebuttal that some fans are trying to make, that maybe the writers are just taking a really long hiatus. And originally, that's what I was thinking too. I'll be honest, I was guilty of being one of those thinkers. But after giving a more in-depth assessment, usually there is a 1.5-year gap after a season starts and the writers begin writing the next season. But it's now been well over 2 years and they've still not had any plans or written any episodes for season 6. And another thing I wanted to point out is Lisa Schwartz did mention that they wanted to focus on the video game aspect now a lot more. Because in case you guys didn't know, the company, Outfit 7, is responsible for a lot of popular Talking Tom games or Talking Angela games. And basically, taking their words from it is unless they find some sort of motivation on why they should continue with the series, I don't think it's ever going to get continued again. And the writers have just simply moved on from that show. And it might seem we have to do that way too. So basically, this could mean that the Talking Tom series is ending, or already ended on season 5. And I have a few words that I want to say. I may not necessarily be a massive fan of this show. And I also may not necessarily be one of the biggest hardcore fans of this show. I've been pretty much coming and going on this series for a while. But I would just like to say that if this is really the end and the writers are not going to be making any more episodes or stuff for the series, I just want to say thank you, Talking Tom and Friends, for giving me something that I could really enjoy about, and also something else that I could use for content creation. But no, I'm being serious. Thank you for being something that I really enjoyed watching, and I know my mom thoroughly enjoyed watching too. And if this really is the end of the journey of this ending on a cliffhanger, no matter how unsatisfactory that might seem, I just like to say thank you for everything you have done for us. And I really hope that you guys will be remembered for quite a while by a lot of us fans. Rest in peace, Talking Tom and Friends. But anyway, guys, that's the video that I wanted to make. And I do have a few other videos planned coming out for probably the next few weeks. So be on the lookout for that. But if you have enjoyed Talking Tom and Friends, or you've just watching this video because you're subscribed to me, I'm totally fine with that. Please hit the like button down below, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out. Thank you for everything, Talking Tom and Friends.